Well, we mentioned that it's this week or tonight. It's Knoxville opener, and who better to join us on our weekly Knoxville update than, well, the Queen of Knoxville, Kendra Jacobs. How you doing, Kendra?
I'm good. It's been a crazy week, and I overslept a little bit this morning. So now I'm getting up and moving and ready for the big opening night.
Really, Kendra, you would know this as well as anybody. There was 3 areas back in the day. When you say back in the day, in the 60s, 70s, there was Pennsylvania.
Whoa, how old do you think I am? Hold on a second.
Well, but you know some people that know, right? Your daddy,
Your dad
okay,
knows about it,
right? But
it's been passed down a little bit. Yeah.
Right. But there was Pennsylvania, obviously, Knoxville, and then Kansas City. There was just a ton of drivers that came from this area, and the folks up at Knoxville back in the day, as people know around here, they didn't like it when the Kansas City drivers would come up there and take their money because it happened. You had the Weld brothers, you had Ray Lee Goodwin. A lot of great drivers came from this area and cut their teeth at Knoxville Raceway. And, Knoxville Raceway is the most unique track maybe in America, I would say, because the loyalty and the recognition that place has through the Nationals, it's really second to none when it comes to when people look at it. It's the granddaddy of sprint car tracks. Not many people can say that about any other type of car, right?
Right. I mean, it's just I wish that I could have been a fly on the wall back in the 50s when the track opened, and then in the 60s when they started the Nationals, to see how this came to be. And then I wish they were still here now to see how big it's gotten. I know my first Nationals, I believe I was 6 years old, and it was someplace that immediately was like engraved in your brain. Like you don't get that out. And it's someplace that there's only been a few years that I've missed since then because of work, and it is heart-wrenching not to be there. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, like you feel like a part of you is sick because you're not there and you know what's going on. And it's amazing that the people in this small town, and it's funny when people are like, so is Knoxville a big city? And I'm like, oh no. Like you drive into town and boom, there's a racetrack, and it's like the people in this small town have rallied around this racetrack and this sport and have really made themselves one of the most historic and important cities in all of auto racing. It's incredible.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You've got other events besides sprint car racing going on this year up there, don't you, Kendra?
Yeah, well, for the first time in 6 years, we're bringing non-wing sprint cars back on June 3rd. I'm really excited about that one. I just think it's so cool. And for it to happen on the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame induction weekend, it's just perfect. So that's a big one. And obviously we have the IMCA Modifieds come in July. The Outlaws, the 2-day weekend, June 9th and 10th, is going to be a big one. We kind of, now that it's back to a 2-day weekend, it feels a little bit like a mini Nationals. So it's cool to see the intensity of the drivers and how bad they want to beat each other because they feel like, okay, this is going to show me how I'm going to do in August. So that's a good one. And then, of course, we have the late model Nationals in September. I'm a sprint car girl. I was born and raised in sprint car racing. That race happened last year, and it opened my eyes. I mean, that was an incredible event. And the late model crowd, man, they're serious. Yeah. They love their stock cars. So it was a very cool week to be a part of.
That's September 14th through the 16th, I believe, right?
Yes, correct.
Right, yeah, that'll be a good one. Hey, you guys are having some concerts up there, some outlaw dirt carts. You mentioned the IMCA Hawkeye race up there.
Yeah. We have events every single night of Fair Week, which is in the middle of July, and